Lawyers for the former Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin are asking for a new trial on several grounds, including jury misconduct. Alex Perez has the latest.
Tonight, Brandon Mitchell, one of 12 jurors who convicted former cop Derek Chauvin of killing George Floyd, is defending his impartiality as a juror after this picture of him last August resurfaced online at the March on Washington commemorating Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, an event where George Floyd's family members were among the speakers. Mitchell, wearing a shirt with a picture of Dr. King and the words, "Get your knee off our necks," and BLM. After the guilty verdict, Mitchell telling our Robin Roberts that video of Chauvin's knee on Floyd's neck was key.
And then seeing the multiple angles of it from the body cams, from the other cell phones, it was probably the most important piece of evidence.
Mitchell, during jury selection, answered no when asked if he participated in demonstrations about police use of force. Mitchell told the Minneapolis Star-Tribune his attendance in D.C. was 100% not a march for George Floyd and directly related to MLK's march in the 60s. Tonight, Chauvin's defense attorney, Eric Nelson, filing this motion for a new trial, citing a number of reasons, including jury misconduct.
Certainly gives him some ammunition in terms of him asking the court to conduct a hearing to determine whether or not this juror should have been on the jury or not.
Our thanks to Alex for that, and for legal analysis, we bring in Channa Lloyd, a civil rights attorney with the Cochran firm, who's been following this case with us closely. Thanks so much for your time tonight, Ms. Lloyd. Let's start off with that juror questionnaire the defense cites. Does it sound like Brandon Mitchell was at all untruthful when he said that he had not participated in a demonstration about police use of force?
It seems like what he's saying is that he was at a Martin Luther King event, which if that was the intention of the event and someone just happened to speak, it's not going to rise to the level that they would be looking for and that they would need for juror misconduct. If he was simply attending a Martin Luther King Day parade and the Floyd family happened to have spoke, that's not enough to rise to the level of juror misconduct.
So it sounds like you're not really concerned about it. I'd like to just take another look at that picture of juror Brandon Mitchell from the August 2020 social media post. His shirt says clearly, "Get your knee off our necks," a message that seems to relate directly to this case. Do you think that that gives the defense any grounds for a new trial, or is it at least problematic?
They're going to have to show that he had some form of bias by which this affected his decision and his verdict. So it's not just that he was present or that he might have had a shirt on. What we are going to be looking for, and what they're going to have to prove, is that there was bias that affected the decision he made after deliberations.
And do you think it's at all likely that Derek Chauvin will get a new trial after that landmark guilty verdict?
You know, when you look at these appeals are pretty standard. We put them out as soon as there is a verdict. There's also going to be more appeals after sentencing. It's standard for these types of convictions. Do I think it rises to the level that this is going to get a mistrial? I don't think it's likely. The type of things that he cited in that particular appeal are things such as publicity, things as the jury wasn't sequestered. There weren't many states that you could have gone that you would have found anyone that wasn't affected by this particular story, or at least had heard something about it. So I don't see where those grounds are going to rise to the level that is going to cause for a new trial.
And Maxine Waters as well, the comments that she had made, he had suggested that that might be grounds for an appeal. You agree, disagree?
I disagree. Unless a juror actually had thought enough about her statement to have it impact their decision, then her statements in and of themselves are not enough. Now, if a juror was to have said, "I felt intimidated to come to this verdict," that's very different. But that's not what the jurors are saying here.
And stepping back, that video of Derek Chauvin with his knee on George Floyd's neck was certainly seen widely across the country, around the world, really, before this trial even started. So how impartial was this Minneapolis jury really expected to be at the time that each juror was chosen?
Absolutely. I think that this video was prevalent around the world. I don't know that you could have found jurors that were going to be any more impartial, because so many people had already seen this video and had some thought about it, or even if they didn't watch it fully, it was because they thought it was too violent or it was too offensive. So to say that he would have found another jury somewhere else, I think is just not realistic.
Channa Lloyd, as always, we thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.